Welcome to Mariners Fan Central.
This is Mariners Fan Central. Welcome back to the channel where our priority is to bring information directly from the source to you, the M's fan, with the seriousness and depth our fan base demands. Today we have crucial updates regarding the front office's planning for the upcoming season, and if you've been monitoring the market, you know the pieces are starting to move in interesting ways. Let's get straight to the point, because the Seattle Mariners strategy for 2026 is taking shape, and it involves big names and tough decisions. We are entering a decisive phase of the offseason. The front office has already made a massive move by securing the return of Josh Naylor on a lucrative contract, signaling that our competitive window is wide open. The goal is clear: playoffs and beyond. However, constructing the infield remains the focal point of internal discussions. We know there is mutual interest between the Mariners, Eugenio Suarez, and Jorge Polanco. The organization's intent is to bring this core back for another October run. But as an analyst who tracks league insiders daily, I must warn you, in baseball, Plan A doesn't always come to fruition, and this is exactly where the report from Robert Murray of Fansided becomes vital for understanding our Plan B. If Jorge Polanco tests the market and ends up signing with another franchise, the Seattle Mariners are not left empty-handed. Sources indicate there is a wild card option being evaluated very closely by our scouts in the front office, Luis Arraez. We are talking about a three-time batting champion, a player who built his reputation on elite bat-to-ball skills. The connection here isn't just empty speculation. It is a matter of positional fit and the need for offensive diversification. Murray reports that the Mariners are viewed as an unpredictable but logical landing spot for Arraez should the second base vacancy open up. Tactically, this move makes sense when we look at how the team operated in 2025. Remember how we utilized Polanco, fluid rotation between second base and the designated hitter DH spot, allowing Cal Raleigh to have days off his legs without leaving the lineup. Arraez, who in 2025 played for the San Diego Padres, splitting time between first base, second base, and DH, would fit like a glove into this same rotational structure. He offers the necessary versatility to keep the lineup flexible. However, bringing in Arraez would signify a drastic philosophical shift regarding the power over contact profile we have often prioritized, and that is where the analysis needs to be cold and objective. He is not the typical player of the modern launch angle era, and his arrival would divide opinions on the offensive identity we want to establish at T-Mobile Park. Now, I need you to pay attention to the data, because this is where we separate fame from actual performance. Luis Arraez is a big name, yes, an all-star, but the 2025 season raised red flags that we cannot ignore. While he led the National League with 181 hits and maintained a .292 average, numbers that shine in the eyes of those who value classic baseball, his efficiency regressed. The most worrying data point for me isn't the lack of home runs, but the drop in his on-base percentage, OBP. It fell from 346 in 2024 to 327 in 2025. For a player whose value is entirely tied to his ability to get on base, this decline is significant. Furthermore, his OPS finished at .719 with an OPS plus of 99. What does this mean practically? It means that adjusted for ballparks and the league, Arraez was actually % worse than the league average offensively last season. He had only 8 home runs in 154 games. His style is focused purely on contact. He had only 21 strikeouts all year, which is phenomenal and would greatly help reduce the Mariners' K rate, but the lack of impact, slugging of .392, limits the offense's productive ceiling. Defensively, he is not a solution either. In fact, he's a liability that would need to be hidden in certain situations. There is also a parallel rumor circulating about a potential trade for an all-star and gold glove winner with an affordable salary of 5 Deutschland, 4 million, which would be a more financially efficient and defensively superior alternative. Arraez, at 28 years old, is young enough to regain his elite form, but betting on him is betting that he will return to a .350 plus OBP without adding power. Luis Arraez would be a course correction for the Mariners' strikeout issues, but at a cost of power and defense that could be dangerous. He is the luxury safety net if Polanco leaves. It's not the perfect signing, but it is one that brings a player profile we have lacked for years. Someone who consistently puts the ball in play. Now, I want to hear from you, M's fan. If Jorge Polanco leaves, would you accept trading power for contact by bringing in Luis Arraez, even with his statistical regression? Or do you prefer to pursue the mystery all-star via trade? Should the team's philosophy shift to focus more on contact? Leave your opinion in the comments. It is fundamental to our community. And if you want to keep receiving these detailed analyses and breaking news firsthand, subscribe to the channel now and turn on notifications. Let's follow every step of this off-season together. Go M's.